All right, Joe, thank you so much. It is good to have you with us. And here, of course, to join us with reaction on the legal front, not just Don Lemon, but a big ruling in the Luigi Mangione case. I'm pleased to have Jim Trusty, former federal prosecutor, 36 years of experience, once representing President Trump, currently representing NBA player Terry Rozier in the DOJ sports gambling case. Jim, it's good to have you.
Good to see you.
All right, let's start with Don Lemon. Not a good wake-up call for him. It was actually just after midnight when they closed in on him in Los Angeles. You know, we had covered this story extensively. There were a couple of judges who did not sign off on charges, but now he is being charged. And of course, we knew where this was going. His attorney, Abby Lowell, who once represented Hunter Biden and many other big names, is saying this was just journalism, that this is an unprecedented attack on for the First Amendment here. But we also had Pam Bondi, Harmeet Dillon from the DOJ saying, no, this is not allowed. You have a right to worship freely and safely. How far can this journalism, and I'm doing air quotes here, go? Because now even his former employer, CNN, is coming out saying, oh, yes, this is raising serious questions. What? I don't have any questions. Do you, Jim?
Well, look, it's a factual question. When you talk about group activity and conspiracy type charges or aiding and abetting, the question comes down to whether you are merely present and you can be there and you can be quietly supportive and not be guilty of any crime, or if you actually participate on some level. And, you know, being a journalist, I know this is sad news for you because you break the law so many weekends, Bianca, but, you know, you're not immune just because you're a journalist. So he can put that hat on, he can pretend it's a big First Amendment issue. And look, if all he did was sit there quietly, then he might have an argument. But it sounds like he actively participated in something that disrupted the civil rights of others, which implicates the FACE Act and implicates the conspiracy to deprive people of their civil right to go to church without intimidation. So, look, everything I've seen suggests that he's no different than the other people that were indicted in this case. And it doesn't matter that a magistrate was an activist, a magistrate married to somebody that works for Keith Ellison, wouldn't issue charges against Lemon. The grand jury gets the final say, as they did.
Yeah. That was the first judge. And then they got a second judge who apparently is dealing with the Todd Lyons Ice thing, so also not inclined to do this. We showed the video of him kissing the woman before they went in, and she said this is an act where we go in and disrupt. She was very clear. There's a lot of tape there. And as you said, Title 18 U.S. Code sections 241, 248. Hey, he's got a great lawyer. Have your day in court, Don. There you go. Lemonade with Abby Lowell. He will have some good lawyering up. Luigi Mangione, people may be surprised, Jim, that this judge says no death penalty, but there were some stipulations about stalking, and that's what raised it to a capital crime. He's charged with murdering United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Where does this go now? Likely an appeal, but a major win today and a big loss for the prosecution with this ruling.
Yeah, that's all exactly right. I mean, look, it's a frustrating situation because the interstate stalking statute was just never, I've said this on your show, never a really good fit for the facts of this case. But this motion is a pure legal motion. It doesn't really care about the facts of Mangione participating in murder. It's looking at interstate stalking and looking at committing that crime with a firearm in the commission of a crime of violence. And there's this litigation that's spawned all over the country for the last 5 years or so about what does it mean to be a crime of violence? How do you determine whether any particular statute's a crime of violence? Again, it's fact-free. It's all about the statute. And this 39-page opinion, the judge starts off saying, I know this is going to sound like crazy talk. I mean, she kind of knows that the impact is surprising, but she's not, I don't think she's necessarily wrong, that there are ways to violate the interstate stalking statute that don't
just doing it by the book.
Intentional crime of violence, and that's a problem for seeking the death penalty under that firearms charge. So they'll appeal it. It'll go up to the Second Circuit. There'll be some more fighting about it, but I'm not sure that this is a winner for the government in the long run.
Still facing life in prison, though, if convicted. Jim Trusty, always great to have you. Thanks for stopping by on a Friday with all the reaction to some pretty big breaking news.
Sure, good to see you.